Hello everyone! I made a video about this thread on Sunday. Enigma, have you lost the vision at Chris Roberts? And CIG locked this thread now. I guess cannot have the truth on Spectrum. I think this was well written by Enigma. It was not offensive at all. And today I saw this. Moderator has deleted your reply inside the thread. Have we lost the vision at Chris Roberts? For the following reasons. Rule 1, 9, 9a, 9b. Comments and speculation on the subject of staff should be avoided. My comment had 30 upvotes. And this is what CIG deleted. What was it? Since my last ban, I'm making screenshots of everything I post on Spectrum. Dash Hyphen was talking about John Pritchett, and I left a comment about John Pritchett. John Pritchett is a game physics god. Letting John Pritchett go might be the biggest mistake. I posted similar things in the past many times. It was never deleted. I never got into any trouble for it. But now something changed. In the past I even wrote, removing John Pritchett might have been Chris' biggest mistake. And you can still find this on Spectrum. I stand by it. John Pritchett is a game physics god. He gave us a fantastic 3.1.4 graph left. After John had to leave, CIG destroyed it in 3.5. John Pritchett was replaced by David Coulson, who was not on the same level. David Coulson left CIG in September 2023. And now very young faces are working on the physics of Star Citizen, on driving physics, etc. And it shows. The new hires have no idea what they are doing. I get it, CIG is not happy about my videos. But here's a very radical thought for CIG. If the game wouldn't be in such a sorry state in year 14 after more than $1 billion in funding, my videos wouldn't even exist. Think about this, Chris. Think about this, CIG. Seriously, I would love to praise CIG, and did in the past. For example, my 3.1.4 CraftLab video. I don't hate Star Citizen, I don't hate Chris. I still want this game to be a very fun and very successful game. I had high hopes for Star Citizen. I'm way past concierge. I haven't bought any ships in the last 3 years through, and I don't plan to ever buy anything again unless things change to the better dramatically. I cannot play the game in this sorry state anymore and think, yeah, it's not good at the moment, but things will change dramatically with dynamic server meshing and Maelstrom. No, I am tired of all the next Jesus tech that will fix everything. We are hearing the same song and dance for more than 10 years by now. And then when next Jesus tech arrives, for example, we got the first iteration of server meshing in January 2025, it's just not doing anything for us. Yes, we have now much higher player cap, but besides this, the game is still unplayable at times, with massive dosings, massive performance issues. So what's the point? I just don't have any hope left anymore with Chris and CIG's top management. To me, it's pretty much obvious that most of the $1 billion went into expensive art for all their studios, into Chris' private cinema, and into Squadron 42, so Chris can cosplay as a movie director again. I would be very surprised if the Star Citizen MMO has even received 100 million so far. Chris and CIG, you could stop all those speculations right now. Tell us where the money went. Tell us how much of the $1 billion went into Chris, Sandy's, Aaron's, etc. bank accounts. Tell us how much of the money went into expensive art. Tell us how much of the money went into Chris' private cinema. Tell us how much of the money went into Squadron 42. You should have the numbers, you could just provide them to us, but you won't. I guess having a Kickstarter game, having all the money and not being accountable to anyone is fantastic for you, Chris. Yes, CIG cannot silence me on YouTube, so they try to silence me on Spectrum. I guess you won, CIG, because I really don't want to get banned again, so I guess I will post even less now on Spectrum. Congratulations, Chris and CIG. If you are curious about the current state of Star Citizen, just play the current event. It is desync galore. You can find this everywhere on Reddit and on Spectrum. Ships are teleporting all over your screen. In FPS, NPCs are teleporting all over your screen too. If you unload a full magazine into an NPC, he dies like 10 seconds later. This is not a game, this is just a joke now. My thoughts about the current performance issues and these things are in my outro. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Chris is an amazing young man. He wears dresses occasionally, yes, but don't we all have skeletons in the closet? It's not something to judge the man for, it's something to celebrate. And we celebrate Chris around here on the set, whether he's in his can-can outfit or not. We love him, we care about him, and we ask him to get some help. That's all.
In the old days, when we had a player cap of 24, Star Citizen usually played rather well. There were some issues, but it was not too bad. Then CIG increased player cap to 50, later to 100 players, and issues started to appear. In 3.18 we got PS, persistent entity streaming, because Chris thinks it is so important that he can find a coke bottle he threw in the woods 4 weeks earlier.
And also have the entire system be persistent. So, if you drop a Coke can in a forest somewhere and walk away, that Coke can is remembered, the state of the universe is remembered. So unless someone comes and, takes it, it will still be there if you came back even in a month's time or whatever.
No Chris, no one cares. Maybe if PS would work without any negative consequences, yeah, maybe. But as it stands, PS seems to be a huge strain on your servers and your database. CIG doesn't even do any cleanups, just go to an outpost and you can see dozens of brick chips that are just kept there for days, weeks and months. Those brick chips are still using up server and database resources. We cannot even salvage them, we cannot move them. If you try to move them, you are getting a crime stat. Why not just remove them? And since we got PS in 3.18, things have gotten way worse with these things.
PS is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us.
You serious?
Then in 4.0 we got the first iteration of static server meshing, and CIG increased player cap to up to 800 players on a server shard, and since then these things are really, really bad. In 4.5 we got engineering, and now CIG servers that were already way overworked have to take care, have to store, and have to distribute even more data. Those things are totally out of control. CIG's old and ancient engine that was never supposed to be used in MMO, CIG's terrible netcode, and CIG's terrible servers cannot deal with an MMO. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.